July 24th, 2025. The Enforcement Directorate stormed a whopping 35 locations across Mumbai and Delhi, all linked to Anil Ambani's Reliance Group. But this wasn't sudden. It began in 2022 with two CBI FIRs against Anil Ambani over alleged fund diversion and quid pro quo loan fraud deals worth 3,000 crores involving the Yes Bank promoters. Then one by one, more agencies closed in. SEBI, NHB, NFRA, all jumping in on him. In the fund diversion case, SBI went to the extent of declaring Reliance Communications a fraud. And it seems the raids worked, as ED found that a shell company was allegedly used to siphon money through Reliance infrastructure. Taking the combined investigation, Anil Ambani Yes Bank plus fund diversion to an alleged scam of over 20,000 crores. But it was not always like this. After his high-profile split with brother Mukesh Ambani in 2005, Anil took charge of Reliance's vast business empire. That briefly shot up his net worth to a whopping $42 billion, making him the sixth richest person in the world back then. He was frequently seen with Bollywood celebrities and politicians, had a bi-weekly helicopter commute to his Arcom office in Navi Mumbai. So popular he became that journalists would flock to him just on a moment's notice. In fact, at its peak in 2008, his Reliance ADAG group was worth a whopping 3.45 lakh crore, almost 80 billion US dollars. When he floated India's biggest IPO, Reliance Spa, the same year, it made a record of getting subscribed in just 60 seconds. His downfall started in 2010 when he haughtily hauled his brother Mukesh Ambani to the Supreme Court over a gas pricing dispute, which unfortunately for him was ruled in Mukesh's favor, allowing him to double his old selling price. With no love lost and a 10-year non-compete clause between the brothers lapsing in 2015, Mukesh launched Jio, which had a devastating effect on Anil. Within 3 years, his Aharcom lost 98% of its value and fell into 46,000 crore worth of debt. Anil could only helplessly watch as all his businesses fell one by one like dominoes. To watch our detailed Bizbo story on it. Worse was to come, as in 2019, for failing to pay 453 crore dues to Ericsson as ordered by the Supreme Court, a Mumbai court sentenced Anil for criminal contempt, 3 months in jail. But in the nick of time, none other than his elder brother Mukesh intervened, paid the dues and bailed his little one out. Anil lay low for a few years, keeping out of the public eyes. But in 2020, in a seemingly unrelated incident after Yes Bank collapsed due to bad debts, both CBI and ED ran after Yes Bank founder and CEO Rana Kapoor for receiving kickbacks from DHFL promoters, arrested him and DHFL promoters Kapil and Dheeraj Wadhwan in 2022 for siphoning off over 5,000 crore. Things got murky for Anil as well, because Yes Bank had also given him loans of over 12,800 crore on which he defaulted. And that's what opened this current round of investigations against him. ED summoned Anil Ambani and interrogated him for 9 long hours. But he held his own.
All transactions between Reliance Group and Yes Bank are in compliance with law.
However, in 2019, Yes Bank's own auditor PwC suspected some fraud in Anil's home loan company RHFL and complained to SEBI. Basically, the problem was that RHFL didn't just give loans to you and me, the Aam Aadmi, but allegedly also gave them to its related or shell companies, simply speaking, siphoning off via home loan nepotism. If finances were managed right, Anil Ambani's and every business's story could be different. From data entry and invoices to missed tax deadlines, one slip in financial management can bring everything down. That's where Odoo Accounting is so handy for business owners. You'll get a quick sneak peek now. You've seen Odoo in our earlier videos. Its powerful business apps run across 15 million businesses worldwide. Now, the Odoo Accounting app makes finance effortless. AI invoice recognition reads unlimited invoices and autofills them, cutting manual work. You just have to validate and approve. Intuitive dashboards track all of your financial data in real time. Automatic follow-ups chase late payers, solving a huge headache. Bank sync with 28,000 plus banks worldwide and instant reconciliation. Tax localization with over 70 plus countries, keeping you compliant wherever you operate. Best part? Your first Odoo app is completely free with unlimited support. Click the link in the description to start using Odoo Accounting and stay one step ahead in financial management. Back to Anil Ambani's alleged fund diversion and loan fraud. So with these initial findings, in 2022, SEBI took action against Anil Ambani, making him step down from the boards of Reliance Infrastructure and Reliance Power, a fact the companies later used to try wiggle out, which we will tell you in a while. Meanwhile, the defunct RHFL was then sold the following year through a bank-led auction to Autumn Investment. But SEBI was still not satisfied and kept up the pressure on Anil by revealing in 2024 that Anil Ambani's RHFL dispersed 8,470 crore in loans like Rakhi gifts, most of them on the same day, to 45 of his sister companies. Then angrily slapped him with a 25 crore fine and banned him from the securities market for 5 years. Whatever was left of his business seemed to have crumbled, with nearly every major Reliance ADAG company under insolvency. But behind the brouhaha, the family stood by, sons Jay Anmol and Jay Anshul Ambani.
बाप का, दादा का, ताया का। भाई ताया तो ऑलरेडी हिट है। तो सिर्फ बाप का बदला लेगा तेरा ये अंशुल अनमोल।
So along with his sons, Anil now tried to get his act together, shifting his focus to defense, green energy and infrastructure. Reliance Infrastructure sold 9 toll road assets and other non-core holdings to generate cash, from which they paid back their lenders like LIC, Edelweiss ARC and ICICI Bank, reducing their debt by 87% from almost 4,000 crore to just 475 crore. Even India Ratings upgraded the infra company ratings from D to B in 2025 for timely debt servicing. On the other hand, Reliance Power generated 128 crore by selling their Arunachal Pradesh hydro project rights and 132 crore worth Maharashtra wind projects, helping him to settle debts with various banks including DBS, ICICI and Axis Bank. Things look rosy now when they announced plans to infuse over 7,500 crore into both R Infra and R Power through promoters and investors. After which, R Infra's market value jumped 50% to 12,500 crore and R Power's rose 25 to 14,600 crore in just a month. Admirably, both companies achieved their turnaround to profitability during FY 2025. Anil also made his comeback in the defense sector, aligning with the country's Make in India agenda. In May 2025, he signed an agreement with Rheinmetall AG, a German defense manufacturer, to supply explosive and propellants for medium and large caliber ammunition, and even got a 600 crore export order from them in June 2025, while also signing a deal with Dial Defense Germany to locally produce and export 155mm Volcano artillery shells. Remember the 2017 JV he formed with France's Dassault Aviation, for which he even received flak during the Rafale fighter jet deal? Finally, in 2025, they announced they would begin final assembly of Falcon jets at Nagpur and aim to produce up to 24 aircraft annually 2028-29 onwards. But little did he know that despite his son's best plans, for every skeleton in his cupboard, agencies were also joining the dots and investigating him. On the same Yes Bank loan issue, investigators had by now found that in exchange for 3,000 crore worth of loans issued by the bank in 2017 and 19, some of which were reportedly magically sanctioned on the same day as the application, well, not magically, but bank CEO Rana Kapoor's wife allegedly got over 450 crores in the form of RHFL loans as a quid pro quo transaction. What bookers were these CEO couples eating both from RHFL and DHFL? And then came the revelation of CLE Private Limited, the shell company, through which Reliance Infra had allegedly routed and written off around 10,000 crore. And CLE purposely wasn't listed as a related party, so they could bypass internal checks like audit committees and shareholder approvals. More entities related to Anil Ambani were discovered, which had the same set of directors, shared office addresses, and no real business activity. Then the 2,150 crore that Ambani's Reliance Mutual Fund put in Yes Bank's investment products between 2016 and 19, SEBI found that these investments too were quid pro quo arrangements between both of them. SEBI shared these findings with ED, and on July 24, 2025, they raided his properties and seized hard drives, internal memos and laptops believed to contain communication on fund movements. And it just kept trickling in, as ED also found that an Odisha-based Biswa Trade-Link company made suspicious transactions worth crores of rupees using multiple undisclosed bank accounts on behalf of a Reliance Power subsidiary company to whom it had submitted a fake back guarantee of 68.2 crore to the Solar Energy Corporation of India and even dared to falsely show that it was sent by State Bank of India, for which they used a spoofed email domain s-bi.co.in. Based on SBI's input, ED is investigating a separate 14,000 crore loan diversion committed by Reliance Communication as well. However, as we told you earlier that SEBI had forced Anil to leave the board of both companies, it enabled Reliance Power and Reliance Infrastructure to disassociate with their founder. Anil Ambani is no longer on the board of either firm and holds no role in governance or management. Yet, ED seems convinced as they tighten the noose around Anil. First, arresting Partha Sarthi Biswal, the managing director of Odisha's Biswal Trade Link under PMLA, and as they had done 6 years ago in 2019, summoned Anil again, who during the questioning claimed, "I have no idea about half of the transactions. Give me 7 to 10 days, please." Anil even tried settling the Yes Bank case with SEBI, which could expose him to a penalty of around 1,828 crore, but SEBI quashed it. Anil, however, denied all charges and allegations in entirety, even when Bank of India labelled him and Arcom a fraud for violating loan agreements. Though if his role is finally proven in this over 20,000 crore rupees saga, then unlike Malia and Nirav Modi, he won't be able to run away as ED has issued a lookout circular against him. That is how convinced they are. Well, will the family again intervene? Will big bro Mukesh Ambani save him once more? Bizbuzz Limerick. There was once a man named Anil who lived life with glamour and zeal. From choppers to fame, he played a big game till trouble came knocking for real. You will also find these sources listed in our video description section.